Welcome to this look at a new mod map on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. Welcome to Oakhill. This is a new mod map by Lancyboi. It is 545.89 megabytes to download. It's very nice. I like it. Slot count is up there, but there's a lot of detail on the map. As we go around, we'll have a look. There's a lot of custom buildings, custom textures, custom lighting. Most of the models, as far as I'm aware, Lancyboi has made himself. It's a nice map. Where do we start on the map itself? Well, this is the map. And we start up here. On New Farmer, on normal mode, which is what I normally do my map tours on, we start with field 47, 51 and 52 and a little bit of a yard just here. We don't start with any animals, any yards for animals or anything like that yet. Field prices are fairly high. Most of them come in plots. There's something like 132 fields or something on that on the field on the map, but I know that as part of programming, you can only have 60 plots, I think it is. So a lot of the plots come in multiples, which I know for precision farming can cause a bit of a problem when you're trying to do like economy pages, those kind of things. It is seasons ready. It is precision farming ready. We do have a biogas plant, which is all over here. The biogas plant is 58,488 to buy, which isn't too expensive at all. There are some really, really nice features on this map, some great details. Like I say, it's up there slot count wise. Contracting is available. There are two extra crop types. We've got rye and alfalfa, or lucerne, depending on how you refer to it. I think in one menu on here it's alfalfa, and another one it's down as lucerne. This is our start machinery. That's it. That's all we start with. If we go to our garage, we have a Fiat 1300 DT, an SEK802, a cultivator, a seeder. We've got a large grain silo, a small grain silo, and we've got a silo shed. Now the silage shed is one of the mods by Lancyboi that we've got on the map. Like I said, there's only a couple, but the slot count is sitting at 632. Just banged my hand on my desk. Brilliant. Ow. On New Farmer, Farm Manager, or start from scratch, you start with exactly the same. It's 632 slots. If you sell everything that's here to free up as many as you can get it down to 593, but that's as low as you're going to be able to get it on console. So, from here, one thing I will say, these are the fields that we own just up behind us here. There is some woodland up in here. Now it does say on the mods hub, on the description, custom built farmhouse. The farmhouse doesn't have a sleep trigger, so you can place your sleep trigger wherever you want. And a really nice thing about this map is, I know the slot count seems high, but as far as there are loads of farms, there are loads of farmhouses, there are loads of placeable areas, there's loads of bits around this map. You could place a farmhouse trigger anywhere, especially if you use one of the doormat ones. So it does give you the possibility of really doing this map however you want. Now I was lucky enough to have a look at this when it was work in progress. Lancyboi sent me a copy of it. And up here was where the farmhouse was. Now according to the mods hub, we have the farmhouse, but I haven't got it. I'm playing the PS4 version on my PS5. It's not a different version, same version, just playing it on my PS5. It's not here. And if we go into our menu and go across to placeables and farmhouses, it's not under farmhouses either. So I don't know if it's just PC that will get that and we won't on console. I thought it had come out as a separate mod recently. Livestock animal pens, there's nothing modded in there. There is a selling station. You can place for £1. If you do place a selling station for £1, it will come up in the menu as port. There is already a port on here, but if you place that, and you can place as many of those as you want, you think for £1, you could put selling stations all over the map. They can all compete with each other for pricing. They will all come up as port on the map if you go for a selling station. What else do we have? Under silos, this is where we've got the large grain silo. That one's been added in because it takes rye. Is that rye or lucerne? That's rye, I think. The other ones don't. But under sheds is where you find the silage shed. So there are a few mods available too. So yeah, I was just I'm puzzled why the farmhouse isn't there. Although technically we don't own this bit of land yet. So let's get on and do the tour. Just south of where we start, we've got the main vehicle workshop, vehicle shop, and we also have the livestock market. Actually, we can go this way. Come back to our vehicles in a minute. I am going to lease a pickup because it's going to be way quicker. That Fiat 1300 only goes at about 15 miles an hour. It will take us forever. So, just across the road from where we start, we've got a bales sell point just here. There's a couple of these on the map. The first one of them is here. Just over to our side here, we've got our main vehicle workshop with our workshop trigger. Just here. Pretty much all the barns and buildings, the doors all open. There's loads of detail inside on these two. And the same with this side as well. John Deere being worked on there. Inside a lot of the barns and buildings, you'll find these hazard marked areas. Those little hazard marked things are just to tell you where the light switches are, so you can find the light switches easier. So for someone like me, when you're doing a mod review or a map tour and you're going around a building site, I can't find it. I don't know where the light switches are. That tells you very, very easily where they all are. And then from here, if we come across, we have got our livestock market trigger, which is just here. But again, depends when you're watching this. There you go. There's your light switch. And our trigger is just here. That's fine if you want to buy and sell direct. If you want to come and collect yourself, because we still have this issue with seasons after the last update, you may not be able to do it by trailer. Again, it depends when you're watching this particular video. So from where we are on the map, we've just gone from our main start point across the road to here. We're going to go around the map in a clockwise direction. I will try and take in as much as I possibly can. I'm going to have to try and do it as quickly as I can because we've got a lot to fit in. Because there's a lot to see. Let's grab our pickup and let's head off. Now, as you kind of saw as I wandered through, each of the farm locations there's loads and loads of barn and building space. There's going to be no shortage of that. I mean, realistically, this is a plug and play map. Some maps you've got to kind of build it yourself type of affair. Some are somewhere in between. We've got lots of scope for building. This is one that you can just jump on and play, and there's everything here that you could probably or possibly need, which I don't want to go this way. I already passed it. Yeah, that's the turn there, isn't it? Just up here, we've got a garden centre with a sell point with a bit of woodland behind it. That's where I said the farmhouse was on the test map. If we come around the back here, the garden centre, actually that's a good point. Did I come around the wrong way? Was there not a way to get through to this? Oh, just here. Just saw the cars parked there and thought it was I think maybe the cars all need to be in the parking spaces a little bit further over maybe. So here at the garden centre, which is where we are now, we've got bales manure, which is also a sell point, and the garden centre sell point. If we go across one, now some of these where you've got two next to each other, if we go up, it doesn't like to, it bounces between the two. We do have two bales manure sell points. So if we go across, it's where you can sell your bales. You can sell lucerne and dry lucerne as well, almost like a hay variant at the bales manure points. We have got, well, let me come off that now, there we go. And then we've got two markets and two spinneries, which we'll get to later on too. So the garden centre sell point is one of the main sell points, like so. That's located there. And that's your bales manure sell point just there. Will do. Back out onto the main road. And down to the first of the farmers we're going to look at. I personally have just numbered them myself as I go around. So if I say cows 1, it's not, you know, it depends which way you go around the map, or even if you use cows or don't use cows. But for me, that's just how I've gone about kind of in my head. to follow the route round. It's very, very nice landscape. It goes from the high side here and sweeps down to the coast as we go further south. What we'll do now is swing around and go into the first of the cattle yards. Now with these you can buy and place, or you can buy animals and put them in without owning the land. I haven't gone any further forward with this other than like at the first look aspect of it, in so much as will they produce everything they need to if you don't own the land. That I'm not too sure about, but you can definitely place stuff. We've got a fuel point just there. We've got I think that's a bunker silo. I'm just trying to think, maybe it was just a, no, we have got a bunker silo there. We've got our slurry pit just here, and this is a seed point. Now around the map as we go around there are a load of these. It says seeds tank. Now I've only managed to click on them with a trailer and it just says seeds. As far as I'm aware, that's all you can get from those. You can't get fertiliser as well. But there's a few of those knocking about. There are plenty of seed and fertiliser refill stations you can find in the mod hub. But again with here, loads and loads of buildings and shelters, tons of space. The yards have a really nice feel to them, and because they're all kind of custom made as well, they're all different. Most, if not all, with lighting. Nice and bright. Oh, I'm going to jump that, it's easier. So as we come across to the first of the cattle pastures, we go across the cattle grid, and that's your buy, sell, I would say load or unload, it depends, point here for the cows. This farm, this one will hold 500 cows. Your water trough is out there in the pasture. Your feed trough is just along here, and your straw for bedding is just in here for the cows at this one. I think we're going to go out from the back of the yard from here, I think. Texturing's really nice, colour palette's good. I like all of it. It's just a very, very natural, nice feel to it. It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. The hedges don't have collisions, but probably will do for things like headers, bales, pallets. That's generally the case. I think I need to go... I'm just thinking of a route I took. Yeah. To be as efficient as I can to get around the map. Now in doing that, there may be the odd thing I miss and I may not close all the gates, but don't worry, I'll go back and I'll close them all later on. There's no cows in the field, so we won't lose any. So heading east away from there, I'm going to come back out into the main road, and we've got the first of a kind of placeable area. And rather than just being flat, there are barns and buildings and stuff on it already. There are no animals there, there's nothing else on it, there's no seed refill point, but if you buy it, you could have that as your start farm if you wanted to. We'll head down the hill, a few houses down the bottom here as we go around the bend, and on our left hand side we've got the first sheep pen slash pasture. Hop out and jump the fence. So, our livestock trigger is just there. So for this first sheep pen, this will also hold 500. Wool spawns there on pallets. And I think the feed and water troughs are both in the field. Yep, just there. There is a shelter there for the animals to go in if they want to, in inclement weather. I like the, I don't know. It's only so many times I can say it's got a really natural feel. It's little things like this, saplings being grown and all these extra details. It's another reason why the slot count is fairly high, because of the level of detail on it. And when you consider the level of detail, I'm surprised the slot count's not higher. It just shows how well it's been optimised. And you can easily still come on and do a Let's Play on a map with a 600 plus slot count. I've done it before. It is doable. It's not necessarily the best way to go about it, but you absolutely can. Sweeping down the hill, we're going to come to one of the sell points, which is just here. Over the speed bumps, remembering to slow down. Whoops. Let's just close that off. So back onto our map. we've gone from this farm here. I went across that little road down there. That's that placeable area I was talking about. We came down to the bend here, which is where the sheep pasture was. Now these will all vary in price. That one there, you get a couple of fields with it for 265 grand. That one there for the cows, if you do want to buy it, it's 384 grand. You get a couple of fields with it. We've just come down from there. We're at South Grain sell point, just here. And South Grain, it's right way down the bottom, is, come on, let me go down, there we go. It's another one of your main sell points for pretty much all your crop types. From here, we're going to head out to the chicken farm, then we're going to come back. One thing to watch out for on this map is the rozzers. The old bill, the fuzz. They're everywhere, look. Hiding behind the wall there to catch people speeding. That's naughty, that, isn't it? So we're going to head this way. Up the hill to the chicken farm, and a little bit further on from the chicken farm there's another fuel station. Actually, you know what, let's whiz out to the fuel station first and we'll come back to that. When I say fuel station, it's a fuel pump, but again it's another farmyard. Doesn't have any animals with it. But you could make this your start farm if you wanted to, or one of your farms. I like the scope, and I think as well for multiplayer, it gives everyone involved a lot more options for where they want their start farms to be and how they want to go about doing things. It's really well done. Little tracks and pathways all over the place. Now the chicken farm here, big old barns and shelters. The smaller of the two silos that we start off with is actually located here, so not our start farm, and you know, not necessarily where you may think it would be, but that's here. You can remove it, you can sell it if you want to. Actually, you know what I'll do, let's just prove the point. If I go to grain silo and sell that one, you can remove it, so if you don't want your silo to be there, you can get rid of it. You can place another silo somewhere else, or a different type of silo if you want to. Building's all open, and these are cavernous, absolutely huge. And then we get our chicken pen just tucked around the back here. The chicken pen here holds 500 chickens. Buy and sell from there. Egg boxes spawn there. I was going to say wool pallets. Chickens that produce wool, that would be impressive. And your feed point is just there. That would be a hybrid. So from here, going to back down and take our time nice and steady past the police car. No altercations, thank you very much. Nice sweeping landscape. If you are playing MrSealyp bingo, I'm not going to say that word. I probably will end up saying it later on anyway. So, past the police car. Or an officer. And we're going to head out to the next of the sell points. Out at the coast. I'm just going to overtake. Now I'm out of eyesight of the police car. And down the hill. We've got another yard down here as well. So that's what I said. There are farms dotted all over the place, not just a concrete pad. And I suppose thinking about it, it could go either way. I'm on this one. I'm very much kind of, you know, I think it's brilliant, and you've got this stuff included. But I guess the argument could be, if it was just left with just a concrete pad with no barns or buildings on, the slot count would be lower, and then you could choose yourself what to put on it. I kind of understand that. I mean, I say kind of. No, I do understand that completely. Look, more police cars. They're all over the place. But it's things like this, that the leaves up against the edges here, where the curbs are. But also, look, bits like that, broken fence. That's maybe why the police are there, trying to get into the spinnery here. The local wool bandits. They're after catching them. We'll get around to that in a minute. That is a spinnery. But we have got another yard here with a seed refill point. Again, loads of buildings and space. This runs right the way along. That seed point's a little bit harder to get to. You have to back up around through this shelter, but that's all here. And if we go around the, try to think, it was around the back of these buildings, wasn't it? I'm talking to myself, not you. Obviously, you know, you wouldn't necessarily know. That's why I'm doing the map tour. If I turn in here, around the back, we've got a sell point there. That's one of the market sell points, just there. And then we've got the first of the spinnery. So that's the first of the market sell points, and this is the first of the spinnery sell points, just here. Now, from here, now you might notice on the map, there's a couple of places on the map where you find this, that the actual points, so we went out to the chicken farm, back along, down this road here, and we're down at the bottom here, where the actual location on there doesn't match up with the map. It's just out a little bit from the map. Just the spinnery isn't out on the water. Obviously, it's on here a little bit. So we are out a little bit. This road continues along, but then you kind of hit a wall there. The traffic seems to continue on. I'm not sure where it goes. But we're going to go out that way, and we're going to take this route up towards the next of the farms. So, without hitting the fence, let's go. Without running anyone over as well. That would be preferable. I love that scrapyard, boats and harvesters and vehicles, all sorts of stuff. We're going to turn right, just here, and we'll follow this track. I have one of those weird things happen to me. That's a phrase that I haven't heard in years and years and years. It's like this is a back route through to somewhere. My dad always used to say, taking the back doubles. I have no idea what that meant. As a kid growing up, if we were going somewhere and he knew a different route or a quicker route, or yeah, he would say, oh yeah, we're going to go down the back doubles. And when I was going down here, that phrase suddenly popped into my head, and I have no idea why. After years and years and years, and my dad's been dead 5 years, 6 years now. It's just weird how these things suddenly happen. Anyway, heading up here, we're coming to the next of the cow farms, cattle farms, dairy farms, depends what you want to go with. Across the cattle grid here, and into the yard area. Again, completely different yards. This is not just a, you know, it would be very easy to even if you've made the buildings yourself, to say, right, this is my cow yard, and that just gets plonked down in a couple of places. This is completely different. Different buildings, different layout. On this one here is for your straw. And what I love about this as well, the slurry pit on here is under the grating. Look at that. You can open that. Cracking feature, that. Feed trough is through here. And then we've got our buy, sell, load and unload point just here for our cows. There you go. This one will also hold 500. And I think the water trough is out in the field. You can just see it over there. Water trough's out there. Now, I forgot to show you on the other one where the milk point was. But on this one, the milk trigger was, where was it? Around the corner somewhere. But as part of our start buildings, that is the double silo that we start with. If we go back into the menu, go to garage, that silage shed is the one that's right in front of us. It is a double silage shed. And like I said, if we sell it, that will disappear from there. So if you don't want it, you don't have to have it there. But that's the silage shed. Where was the milk point? It was around the back of this building somewhere. Oh, there we go. Milk point just there. So that is the second of the cow farms. Let's close that. Right. We have gone from here up this road, taken this fork up there, and we're here at the moment. This farm will cost you 363,504 if you want it. What we're going to do now is head back down to the fork and back up again. So I'll see you in a minute when we're heading up here to the next well, the first one was a sheep pasture. This is the sheep farm, what we're going to be heading to in just a moment. I'll see you there. So, coming down the hill, I think this gate opens towards me. There are a couple of areas which are kind of designated forest, but as you can see there are quite a few areas around the map. We've got a few trees here and there, so you can do little bits of forestry, clear trees around the land wherever you are. Now we've got another farmhouse just to the side here, which you could use if you wanted to, with one of the placeable doormats. If we turn in just here, we come to the sheep farm. We do have another seed point just there. More building and barn space. We've got the feed trigger along the side there. Well, our buy, sell, load or unload for our sheep is just there. This also holds 500, so the first 4 pens all hold 500. 4, 5. Yeah, the chickens as well. All hold 500. The water trough is in the middle of the field just over there. And our wool pallets spawn behind us just here. Again, completely different shelters to the ones we've come across before. Different layout. Very nice indeed. So, actually from here along the coast, a little bit further up, I'm just thinking, is that one there? It might be. When I had the sort of advanced work in progress version, what I loved about this was the pillboxes. These are a World War II thing. They were along coast, you had them inland as well, protecting waterways and important road junctions and stuff like that. Called a pillbox because from the top it looked like an old pillbox, the shape of it. Fortified kind of bunker. There's a few of these not far from where I live, and it was another one of those things. My dad used to take me and my brother out for walks when we were kids, and we'd always like, can we go to the pillbox? Because you can go in them as a kid. It's cool, isn't it? You know. But there's a couple of them. There's one there, and as you head up towards that hill, there's one with a couple of like field guns out on the side there. We won't go to that one, but if you want to have a look around for it, you can come across that. But again, it's another nice feature. I'm trying to think of another map that I've been on that's had a couple, had a pillbox on it. I've just made me smile. So that's sheep farm. Just thinking, just watching my time. I want to try and get everything in. Luckily in a few minutes we've got a few sell points and another animal pen all right on top of each other, which makes life a little bit easier. Right, we're going to go right then left. Bit of roadworks going on here. And another police car. Those wall bandits. I must be really after them. Now, where was the turning I wanted? Speed cameras don't work. I don't know if they do on PC, but on console they're just decorative. Here's where I want. So this is taking us to another farm. Again, this one doesn't have animals, but it's a pretty fair size one. And this has got the other silo, the other farm silo on it, the larger of the 2 grain silos that we start with are here at this farm. Another little kind of almost placeable area here. Well, yeah, it's a placeable area. It's a nice flat, smooth area for putting stuff down. More buildings. Workshop trigger at this one. I haven't come across, I'm trying to think of the other farms. any other workshop triggers I could think of. I mean, to be fair, I haven't opened all of the buildings and barns, because at most of them there are quite a lot of them. But plenty of barn and building space, grain storage, whatever you want to do, and then we've got our silo tucked around the back here. So this may be your start farm if you want it to be. On the map, we've gone from here, the sheep farm, up the hill, back along that little fork there, come along this track, and we're now at this farm here. This farm here to buy, we'll set it back 444,000, and you get all those fields included as part of that. Again, with the silo, if you want to sell that, you can get rid of that, and then you can place, you know, something else there, or not use that farm at all. It's entirely up to you. But that's where you'll find it if you're wondering where the silo is that you own, but you're not quite sure. Actually, I just want to check one of these, because we've got 3 doors close to each other, and I wondered if these were separated silos. No, it's just one big building. I was just curious. Right, from here I'm going to head back to the road we just came off of. So I'll see you back over there in just a moment, and we will continue on. Lovely undulations. So we have come away from there. We're now running along a different road. We're going to come to a few different points, all pretty much on top of each other here. So we're going to take the first turn into the left and head down the hill. This takes us to the biogas plant, which, as I said, was it 58,500-ish, wasn't it? 488. Not too expensive to buy the biogas plant. A couple of bunker silos there, and then through the gap we've got another one of those bales manure points just there. Digestate tank there for your byproduct, and that's your sell point that puts into the digesters. Up the hill from here we come to the first of the pig farms. A little pig farm just on the corner of the road where the road bends round. So we've got a dialogue box just here. This will hold 300 pigs. Feed trough, water trough, straw bedding here, a few buildings around the outside too. If you want to buy this one, so we came back from there to that fork there. We came up this road here and we're now here. So that will set it back 178 grand with field 7 and 13 with it for the pigs, if you want to do that. Slurry pit is just there, and the manure pit is just there. I'm not sure why that's got a hazard mark box on it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether potentially does the manure automatically go in there and you can unload it like one of the manure buy points. I don't know. I'm not too sure why that's got a hazard box. I tried it with the trailer earlier to see if it was a buy point for manure, and it's not. So I'm assuming that is just the regular manure point. It's not a bunker silo. No. Be unusual to have a bunker silo where the pigs are. So from here, of course, I would get a lot of traffic all of a sudden. Go down the hill to the left, down to the coast again, and we've got the first of the Sawmill sell points and the second of the spinneries, I think it is, down here. Yep. So we tuck in just here. We've got the second spinnery sell point just here, and then we've got the sell point for wood chips here. So it says Sawmill on the map, but this is for wood chips. Spinnery there. What is interesting, I guess one of those little features that's made me smile. You've got a little playground here. Sort of bring your kids down. You've got this huge fencing and a picnic area to watch the wind turbines. You kind of stop and think, really? This is one of those episodes, isn't it? One of those videos where I talk about my dad a lot today. My parents went on holiday years ago out to the coast. I can't remember the name of the place they went to now. They went to stay on like a holiday park, a campsite sort of thing. The campsite was next to like a shipping container yard on the coast, because there was a port like just along the coast. And my dad said it was just the The view was awful. Why would you... I suppose maybe the campsite probably was there before the shipping container yard ever got put there, but how did you get permission? If the shipping container yard was there first, why would you put a campsite right next to it? And if it was the other way around, how did they get permission to have a shipping container yard? Yeah, it's so bizarre, but I suppose those funny quirks in life. You can't imagine being a person that would go back to that campsite year after year. It's like, oh, we love it there. The view's wonderful. Unless you're a shipping container enthusiast, maybe. I can't think what else that would be. And talking of shipping containers, here we are at the port sell point. And what I love here is we've got this animated forklift truck that does a route round. I think he's shirking work, in all honesty. He doesn't ever seem to have a pallet on there. I think he just drives slowly around the yard all day to the shift ends. But that's the sell point just here. I love the windsock. Just a little bit of a wobble on the windsock there. I think it was one of those in Sandy Bay, wasn't there, if I recall correctly. So, we went down to the biogas plant, back up, pig farm, down the hill, sawmill, spinnery. We then came up and down, and we're now at the port just here. So from the port, we're going to come back out, and we're going to head to the second of the sawmills. That sawmill is for lumber. We'll head to there in just a moment. So, back up to the main road. Chuck a left. Ooh. That sign came up quickly. And then we need to go right here. Just looking at my sat map down the bottom. So the second sawmill is just here. That doesn't show up on your menu. The sawmills where you sell lumber generally don't. It's normally only a price for wood chips you get. The lumber one is it's one of those hidden prices. You just get what you get when you get it. There's the lumber sell point. Back out of here. And again, we've got some buildings and stuff which don't need to be here, but they are. And it gives you just more options. There's another yard here with some buildings you could have as a farmyard if you wanted to. You can stick another sell point in there if you wanted to. And then up the hill. When we get to the top here, I think it's here, turning left here, we've got the second of the pig farms. Now this one is right by the town, which we're going to go through just a second. So we do have a bunker silo here. Actually, no, this is, isn't it? No, that's manure as well. I imagined it again. But we have got bedding and feed troughs and water troughs. Water troughs out in there. Feed troughs here. Bedding is over there. And our buy, sell, load and unload point is just here for pigs. This will also hold 300. There is a gate here that takes you through. There's another part to the yard just through here with some more buildings. Slurry pit is just there. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So from Sawmill we've come along here to buy this farm. It will cost you 197,952 and you get field 45 next to it. So what we're going to do now is head through to the market. I'm going to hop the fence. So the marketplace is in here and the second of the market sell points is here at the market, which is another really nice touch. So as we come through the market sell point is just here. Roadworks, so this is closed off from this side, you can't get through. Again, really nicely detailed. And the flashing beacons. Petrol station I think is closed here because of the work that's going on. Although the cash point's still open. Now that road there leads back up, and on the left is where our farm is, where we start off. The other road is the back of where the livestock market is, where we drove through initially. If we come out the side of here, I think this is where they're all hiding. This is with the police station, I think. There seems to be a lot of police cars. Either that or it's a donut shop, one of the two, I'm not sure. I think that's the police station. And that is Oakhill. If we go back up there, you've got the livestock market and our farm's just opposite. So we go back to the map. We're here at the market. Like I say, that road there puts you this side of the animal dealer and shop, and then that road there puts us where we started. We've been round the entire map. It's an absolute cracker. It's a really, really nice map. Some nice features. Like I say, it's going to be how you kind of come at it with your mindset. If you want a map, you can come on and play, and the farm's already there, and you can pick where you go from and just kind of add a narrative to it. You absolutely can. If you're looking for a map that you can build yourself and put things wherever you want, that's not going to be as easy on here, because one, the slot count's a bit higher, and the farmyards with all the buildings are kind of in place. You can't get rid of any of the buildings at any of the farms, and the animals are all in place already. So bearing in mind we've got, well, it's weird actually, because the mod hub says 8 farms with animals. I've only come across 7, unless I miscounted. 2 cows, 2 sheep, 2 pigs, and a chicken farm. Haven't come across another chicken. So did I miss something? Just trying to think now. I don't think I did. But they are all fixed in place as well, so those can't be moved. So adding in additional animal pens as well would be difficult to do. But that's it. That's the map. That's the tour. I hope you found it useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. As always, thanks for watching.